When I first got hurt, I wanted nothing to do with the disability community. Today, we're gonna show you the importance of having wheel friends. I'm here with my friends Jesse and Hannah, and today we're gonna roll around on the belt line while Hannah's gonna be crutching around, and we're gonna be showing you guys some really cool tips and tricks, why it's important to have other friends that are going through what you're going through. Little did I know when I first got hurt that if you have other friends that are going through what you're going through, you actually double your life expectancy. You get to live twice as long if you have friends that are also in wheelchairs or have spinal cord injuries just like you.
Did you see that person?
No, what one?
They're staring at us.
I mean, I really care about like what other people think about me. I know in the beginning I really did, but it's like the more I care about what they think about me, the less I get to do what I want to do.
Yeah, why are you even outside anyway if you're so concerned about what other people think?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. As long as we don't put value in what other people think about us, it won't hold any weight over what we think of us. And so it's a matter of what we see in the mirror rather than what other people see, right?
That's really important. I know for me, in the beginning, I removed all the mirrors out of my bedroom because I didn't want to see me, because I thought I was so gross and so ugly and not worthy, and so I immediately projected that mentality onto everyone else. I thought if someone looked at me, they were looking at me the same way that I looked at me, and that's a really bad place to be. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that.
Absolutely. When I was first injured, I thought everybody just saw me for my disability, but in reality, people that truly care about you, they're gonna see you as a person. Your disability is not even gonna be a factor.
Have you found any troubles with like the general public? You know, the people that just come up to you and start asking questions like when they're not supposed to?
Because it's such a personal question. I mean, I'm not coming up to you and asking why you're 15 pounds overweight. So why are you coming up to me and making me go so deep into my past and relive such a traumatic experience when I'm just trying to go grocery shopping?
Or even asking a question as personal as, can you have sex? You know, no. The doctor sewed it up and called it a lost cause because I couldn't feel it anyways. The nerves are just a little messed up, but there's still a hole there.
Absolutely, and you put a good spin on it. You put humor. What did you say you had earlier, Hannah? Someone says, hey, why are you on crutches? And what did you say?
Oh, it's just the hiccups.
Yeah, so you can just have fun with it. I know people always say, what happened to me? And I go, I don't know, what happened to you? Like, you just, you just have to just bounce it back. I mean, obviously, it depends on the person, the place, and the time, but like, if I'm in line at the grocery store, just leave me alone. But if I'm sitting on the belt line holding a sign that says, ask me anything, then that's an acceptable time to ask me those questions.
One time, this guy with a bloody eye, he asked me what happened, and then I said, what happened to your eye? I felt like after I got injured, I always maybe had to prove my strength to other people. So that was also a lot of people offering me help, and I would get offended, or people giving up their seats for me on the train. I would get offended and say, no, like, do I look like I need to sit? But at the end of the day, like, just because I take that seat or just because somebody's lending me that hand doesn't mean I can't do it. I don't have to prove to anybody my own strength if I know I'm strong.
You know, that point is something that I feel like people like Jesse and I in the beginning get the most when it comes to physical therapy. Honestly, I never wanted to do PT, but it was mainly like my friends and my family that were like, we're praying for you, we believe in you, like, you go get it, like, let me donate money to your cause, good job. I bumped into someone I hadn't seen in 2 or 3 years, and she goes, hey, you still walking? And I'm like, no. Yes? What? Like, I was like, what is it? She's like,
how's your recovery coming?
She's just wanting to make sure how everything's going. And
people have these expectations, like, is it gonna get better yet? Or how much longer are you gonna be in these things?
And then you
and
hold
that's
yourself
sad because you know that it's a long haul, and you have to face, you know, your own personal truth. And it sucks because people are pointing that out. But as long as you know where you stand, and as long as you know your own abilities, who cares? And instead of being insulted or offended, use this opportunity to educate people and show them that anything is possible, even for themselves. Everybody has limitations, no matter what.
In the beginning, all those comments really got to me, and I took it way personally, and I stopped wanting to go out.
But then you make wheel friends who understand exactly what you're going through, and it's a support system that's like, hey, I get those same questions, and I'm still living life, you can too.
Yeah, it's a matter of really like saying like, who cares? Like, who cares what other people think about me? Like, I'm me, I'm doing my thing. If they want to point, if they want to stare, if they want to whisper, okay, what they think about me is none of my business.
Regardless of what people think, the world's still turning and life's still moving, so we have to too.
Sometimes you'll find yourself in obstacles that you weren't expecting. So for example, we're on a path right here that ends and we're trying to get a path over there. This is some bigger, thicker gravel. I got tiny casters. Jesse and I are gonna show you how we get across. So how about Jesse, you go first and I'll follow you. If you can have a good enough wheelie, which is why it's important to get a good wheelie, you can take the little wheels off the ground. All right, so I'm gonna show you the wrong way to do it with little tiny wheels. Get stuck. It's really hard to push. See, I'm stuck spinning right now.
You just have to practice wheelies all the time to get good at it?
Yeah, you gotta hold a wheelie at first. It's just simple, hold a wheelie. Once you get good at that, you can then start moving around while in the wheelie by going a little bit forward and going a little bit backward. And then eventually you get good enough to where you can just stay in a wheelie all the time and 360, oops, and just keep rolling around. And
Bumper cars. I have to make sure that I'm putting all my body weight towards the center of the tips. And I have to go a little bit slower. If I go too fast, then this thing could skid and I could fall. So carry myself towards the center of each stick.
As a person with a spinal cord injury, the bathroom's kind of something we never really want to talk about. I use catheters. I use a female catheter, it's 6 inches long. So I want to show you guys how I transfer the toilet and how I put my legs, because I do have indoor plumbing. So to open the door, I kind of get momentum to pull it. So it's like that. Then you want to use the door to push yourself and hold it open. Push through so you're not dragging against the door. When I go to the toilet, I pull up to it kind of straight on and make sure to get everything from beside my side guards because it will follow you out of the chair. I scoot to the edge of my chair, use this grab bar for support as I pull my legs off, put my hand here, turn my body away from my butt, and move my butt to the toilet. So I take my legs and I put them up on my chair like this, and then it really opens everything up so I can see what I'm cathing. In the back of my chair, I have this little pouch, and in the pouch I keep catheters, and I also keep a spare pull-up. I do wear pull-ups 24/7. It's way easier to change this wet pull-up than it is to change my entire outfit and my cushion cover if I have an accident. So as a person with a busy schedule trying to get stuff done, this is really key to saving time and living life to the fullest. I don't like when the door drags against my pushroom, so I really try to keep it open. The key is pushing it and trying to get yourself through, so using your one arm to move it. You'll use your caster to kind of hold it open and push out.
With a spinal cord injury, there are many different ways you can pee. Originally, I was taught how to use a catheter, but then I figured out that I can pee on my own, just in my own way. Let's check it out. I just put one crutch here on the side, one crutch there. I pull my panties down and then I just go into like a downward dog position or squat. This just allows the urine to tilt so that I don't have to push as hard. Make sure that there's space so that I don't pee on my dress. I just and I just squeeze it out, and it just comes out when I push with my ab muscles. It's a little bit tiring, but the more you do it, the more you get used to it, the more natural it feels. This door is really heavy, so I will show you my technique. I will take my right leg and I'll kick the door, and then I'll catch it with my crutch. Sometimes you gotta like elbow it a little bit if it's super heavy. and then I'm outside.
In the beginning, talking about stuff like this with your able-bodied friends can be really weird, but when you're around your wheelie friends, it's totally normal. Like for example, the fact that we can talk about catheters and weird ways to sit on the toilet is not an average conversation you have. I know in a video that you guys have seen before, I'll link it up here, I talk about what's inside my bag and the My system that I have for using the restroom as well. Sometimes when you're out with your friends, you experience some obstacles that you're not expecting. We're about to go show you how we go down grass hills.
You know, guys, I'm already in a wheelchair. I'm not gonna do this.
Okay, no problem. You're gonna go find a different route?
Yeah, I'll see you later.
All right, so Hannah and I are gonna show you how we go down this hill. If I go straight downhill like this, I hit one bump and I'm shot out of my chair. So I kick up in a wheelie and I grip real tight on my wheels and just slowly hold on to them as they slip through my hands until I'm at the bottom.
I just hop down the hill like a bunny.
All right, we made it to the bottom of the hill and now we've encountered a staircase.
I'm really nervous to do stairs. Richard, could you please show me?
Yeah, let me get up there first. Since I'm semi-ambulatory, like you guys know, this is how I like to do it. I'll grab onto the railing here and I will bring my chair up with me. I'll lock it up and I almost use the chair as a crutch because I can put it on the step and lean on it. And that's how I get up the stairs.
So I have two ways of going up the stairs. If there is a railing, I will take my left crutch and I will hold it like a T shape, like a cross. So I'm using this crutch in the right side and then I'm using the railing as a crutch on my left side. Since right now I can't go on my right foot, I'll just sort of hop up with my left foot and use the railing to pull myself up. There's no railing, I will just push myself up the stairs with both the crutches.
All right, Jesse, I'm gonna show you how to do it. Make sure I've got a good grip on the hand railing and I lean real far forward and I use my right hand to keep this steady the whole way and not aggressively dropping. Stay gripped on here and kind of push pull at the exact same time. All right, so since I'm back at the bottom of the stairs again, I'm gonna show a different way that you can get up the stairs if you can't stand like I can. First thing you wanna do is transfer onto the first step or the second step, or whichever one you can transfer to. And then you just bring your chair up as far as it can go. Bring your foot, transfer, foot, transfer. So you can reach your chair again. Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Lock it in place, foot, transfer. Not the best way in the world, but if it's your only option, then it's your only option. And then you also get to see my floor transfer right now. I like to get my leg tucked up as far as it can go. And then I get my hands on these little bars right here. Climb my way up into the chair. The floor transfer is really important to master because the only thing that you're scared of is being able to get back into your chair. So if you can eliminate the fear of falling, you open up a whole new world of possibilities.
As soon as I learned the floor transfer, when I would fall out of my chair, I was able to get back in and I didn't have to wait hours for somebody to get home and get me back in my chair. Getting down is super easy. You take your legs off your foot plate and just slide right down. Make sure it's a controlled slide so that way you don't hurt your butt on the way down. Oh no, I'm on the floor. Help me. I take my legs, I put them against my chair, and then I take my knees and kind of put them over top of my ankles. So that way there's a little bit of pressure. I put my chest into my knees and I kind of bounce for a second. And then it's like a push-pull motion. So I'm pushing down on my legs, chest into my knees, and I pull my chair underneath me.
A lot of the time when I'm crutching outside doing long distance races on a slippery surface, or maybe somebody dropped a cup, or maybe there's some garbage or some plastic that I don't see right away. So I'm gonna show you how I fall and I'm gonna show you how I get up from it. Let's just say I'm crutching. Oh my God, it's so slippery. Ah! My knees hurt. What I do is I don't panic. I get up on my knees first. I stamp both crutches into the ground and then I pull myself up. I don't need to lose the cuffs at all.
So one of the most therapeutic things you can do as a person with a disability is find support groups and networks that you can complain about your problems to. Everyday folks like your friends and family are really not gonna understand, but if you're frustrated and annoyed at obnoxious things that only you deal with on a daily basis, like peeing on yourself or not being able to find handicap parking or pain problems. Jesse, you said in the beginning that you got involved with online communities.
The Spinal Cord Injury Support USA, there's about 11,000 members in it. For women, I actually run a support group called the Wheel Woman Hole, and it's all wheelchair disabilities or spinal cord injuries. Hannah could be a part of the group as well. I'm at a point in my injury that I have more disabled friends than I do people without issues that we have.
I know that in the beginning that was something that I didn't want to be a part of, and I went down this really awful path that led me into addiction and depression and attempts at suicide, and it's a really awful thing to be in that situation. And I think it was primarily because I remember telling people, you don't understand. You don't know what it's like. You can't say you don't know what it's like because they do. We know what it's like.
Exactly.
You can't say, oh man, I was out with some friends, I was having a good time, and then I shit my pants and I got stuck in the bathroom for 2 hours because I'd clean myself up and that was the most annoying thing ever and I can't believe it and oh, poor is me. And it's like, oh, well, sorry that happened to you. But other individual with a spinal cord injury would be like, dude, let me tell you about the time I pooped my pants too. That was crazy. It was all up my back. I got it in my car. You make light of really difficult topics.
Exactly, and there's nothing like having that support, being able to FaceTime somebody that you met in the support group and say, you're not gonna believe what happened to me today. I just crapped myself. And then I did it again right after I got cleaned up, and then I fell out of my wheelchair. And like, your day doesn't seem as bad when you have somebody that's like, girl, I know exactly what you're going through.
Hannah, what are some groups or individuals or people that you found in the community?
Wheels to Walking, Life Challenge group at Mount Sinai Hospital. We're going on a skydiving trip together. We went skiing together. We do rock climbing together. And it's nice to be just surrounded with beautiful community where we all have our own struggles, our own limitations, but we don't let those limitations define us.
I found adaptive sports is a really great way to make friends and build community. And you don't have to be competitive. You could just go play for fun. It's a good way to stay fit, a good way to stay active, and a good way to get to know members of your community dealing with things you're dealing with.
I agree with that. I found the most helpful part was traveling with other individuals that had disabilities. You're staying in the same hotels, you're usually eating the same kind of foods, everyone's dealing with their own kind of stuff, so you get to learn the little intimacies and the tips and the tricks. Another thing that I think is really important is to remember that online is a great place, but in person is even better. Even people on the street, in a grocery store, in a parking lot, like, some people are approachable and some people are not. Let's not forget that not everyone wants to be talked to. I know in the beginning I was one of those people that I was like, oh great, well, here comes a wheelchair guy coming to talk to me, even though I was also a wheelchair user at the same time. But you can definitely go up to people, strike up a conversation, talk to them, maybe exchange social medias, and then just get on, because we have a secret bond. An unspoken bond, because although our experience all may be different, they're very much the same in the sense of the problems and the challenges with difficulties we deal with in our own interpersonal lives and society as a whole. I met Hannah on Instagram. Hannah went to one of Jesse's meetups, and now we're all three here together shooting a video.
Before joining support groups and meeting others with disabilities, I had to find myself, and I didn't want to be held back by other people's limitations. I didn't want other people to put limitations on me based off of what they think or based off what they do. I think these were all things like I had to figure out for myself first. And once I had a finer understanding of who I am, what I'm capable of, that's when I could go back and give to the community and, you know, work on things that I haven't solved yet, such as going to the bathroom, solving UTI problems. It's just really nice to have my friends.
Where can everyone find you online?
So you can find me at Jessie Strawham, Instagram, Facebook. I have a website that's jessiestrawham.com, and YouTube.
You can find me on Instagram at hgavius.
If you enjoyed this video, please sure to leave a like and leave a comment down below about what tip you found the most helpful for you in your life. If you're interested in what's going on here at Wheels to Walking, Andrew and I have a little podcast that goes on behind the scenes. That'll be linked down below on Patreon. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.